Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening sa inyong lahat.
Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat.
Ako nga pala si Jean Kenneth M. Ilagan.
Ako si Louis Benedict Ignacio.
I am Albert Alvin H. De Jesus.
This is Dr. Giselle Barion.
This is Telma Maranya.
This is Attorney Dwight Ramos.
I am Dr. Evelyn Songko and I am happy to be with you.
Ikinagagalak ko makasama kayong lahat sa isa na namang makabuluhang kwentuhan dito sa Bridges.
Excited naman ako sa introduction mo, Dr. Louis. And I'm really so excited to be here.
It's really my pleasure to be invited here because this is a very good platform po. Not to be only bridging faith, hope, and love, but at the same time bridging the bond between the alumni and their alma mater.
Kaya tayo merong Santa Cruzan as a culminating activity of our devotional practices to the Blessed Mother, because all devotion to the Blessed Mother should always lead to Jesus.
Ang mga popular na issue sa mga Pilipino, no? Yung mga may kinalaman sa sikmura, mga economic issues, trabaho, inflation. Pero kahit ganyan pa, makikita na ang mga Pilipino nagbibigay ng attention sa mga political issues gaya ng West Philippine Sea issue.
We need our future generations to meet their own needs without sacrificing also yung mga needs natin na nararanasan natin ngayon. So we need this clean air, malinis na hangin, malinis na tubig, yung lupa natin hindi pa poison, then okay pa yung mga karagatan natin, okay pa yung mga kabundukan natin.
O kaya naman dati maayos ang pagsasamahan ng mag-asawa, bigla na lang may nangyayari na hindi nila inaakala at yung kanilang family bond humihina. Pati yung relasyon nila sa Diyos biglang humihina.
I love you. I love Jesus, Holy Spirit, and Mama Mary. Thank you and God bless.
The PRR is not out there to, lose taxpayers. Pag nalugi yung taxpayers, hindi mo babawasan yung magbabayad ng tax.
First and foremost, we embrace change. We need to cultivate our passion for learning and to be flexible based sa Thomasian values ng commitment, competence, and compassion.
Go back to your core. When things are really, really tough, when you're going through transitions, when you're going through changes, go back to who you are as a person and as a leader. And at the same time, yung core values natin as Thomasians dati, perfect din parate as a guide for me. Always have to be competent, you always have to be committed, and more importantly, the compassion side of it is going to be your edge in any kind of workplace that you're going to be working.
Happy anniversary to Bridges! Here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love. As we approach the 2025 Jubilee year, traditionally proclaimed by the Universal Church every 25 years, we are invited to become pilgrims of hope. This sacred time, beginning on December 24, 2024, and culminating on January 6, 2026, offers us a unique opportunity to reflect, repent, and renew our spiritual lives. In this week's episode of Bridges, learn more about Jubilee 2025 and let us unite in hope and faith, and we prepare for this momentous occasion with our very special guest. Alam niyo ang special guest natin ngayon? Ang parish priest of the UST Santissimo Rosario Parish, Reverend Father Paul Regan Talavera, OP. Ako po si Evelyn Songko at ngayon magiging host ninyo ako kasama si Attorney Dwight Ramos, ang President ng UST AAI. Ako po ang Chairman ng UST AAI at ang kasama ko ngayon ay si Attorney Dwight Ramos. Attorney, kamusta na?
Hi, Doc Evelyn, mabuti naman. Siyempre, busy-busy na naman tayo sa ating Alumni Association. Marami tayong activities, especially na magpapasko na ulit. So,
Oo nga naman.
good afternoon, good evening to all our viewers and listeners worldwide. Kumusta po kayo?
Yeah, ako din babate Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. At kamusta rin sa inyo? Excited kami ni Attorney Dwight. Kasi 'di ba Attorney Dwight, ngayon parang ang tagal nating nagsama ano? Ngayon lang ulit tayo nagsama sa Bridges Show. Tama ba?
Correct.
Oo nga. Oo. Pero invitein muna natin sila Attorney Dwight, no? Not ngayon that please don't forget to like and share our show and subscribe to our UST Tamasian Alumni Community YouTube channel. Okay ba, Attorney Dwight?
Definitely. Yes.
At magpapasko na.
Kaya naman.
Feel ko, kitang-kita kita.
May Christmas tree. Red shirt. So, Merry Christmas advance to everyone.
That's true. Ganda ng Christmas tree mo.
Thank you.
Diba? Tapos nakiterno ka pa.
Thank you.
Siyempre special yan sa ating mga Catholics, no? I think everybody's looking forward to the season, di ba? So, ano yan? Paano yan? Attorney Dwight.
And made more special because of the upcoming, no?
Yeah.
Year. So,
alam mo, palagay ko ikaw na yung mag-i-introduce.
Okay, so wag na natin patagalin pa. Our special guest tonight is none other than, as you said, our parish priest dito sa Santissimo Rosario Parish, no other than Reverend Father Paul Regan Talavera, OP.
Yan, magandang araw po sa ating lahat and maraming salamat at naimbitahan ako muli dito sa Bridges. No, I think this is the second time, no, Ma'am Doc Evelyn. Ayan. So hello po Doc Evelyn and Attorney Dwight.
Siyempre naman, Father. Gusto ka naming makasama kasi ito importante yung ating pag-uusapan, 'di ba?
Yes.
Imagine mo, Jubilee year. Pero Father, sa totoo lang, hindi ko masyadong naintindihan ito. Yung Jubilee year na ito na darating. Kaya maganda yung ating pag-uusapan ngayon.
Yes, oo. Susundan ko lang yung pinag-uusapan nyo ni Attorney Dwight kanina, no, na Pasko, di ba? Sa ngayon, wala pa tayo talaga dun sa Christmas, no, nandun tayo sa tinatawag nating Advent season, no? At well, no, lagi yan dahil nagsimula na tayo noong linggo. And ang mga homily namin ay puro tungkol sa paghahanda, no, or yung preparasyon natin. And I think itong topic natin ay napakaganda sapagkat papasok tayo doon sa tinatawag nga nating Jubilee year at maganda malaman ng mga tagapakinig natin ano nga ba ito, no, ano yung dapat na paghahanda na gawin natin, no, nang sa ganon pag dumating yon fully nating ma-experience ika nga, no, at talagang ma-benefit tayo dito sa event na ito.
Father, bago tayo magpatuloy, bigyan mo naman yung ating mga viewers ng background mo. Kasi hindi ka naman ang galing sa UST ka agad, no? Alam ko ka ng pinagdaanan. Saan ka ba na-assign?
Sige. Magandang pag-usapan niya. Nakala ko kanina, bibigyan ko sila ng regalo.
Si Father, batang-bata, kunyari.
Sige, so I was ordained in 2011. No? Kung matatandaan natin, yun yung quadricentennial ng UST. And my first assignment, actually, sa Santo Domingo muna ako, Quezon City. But I was formally assigned in Surabaya in Indonesia. No, doon po sa
Indonesia ka na pala.
Yes, doon sa ating parish doon, yung Redemptor Mundi Parish. And then I served as parang assistant ng parish priest sa English program natin doon. No, kasi basically they already had the Bahasa Indonesia services. And then after 1.5 years, I was transferred or I asked to be transferred to Iloilo. Ayan, dun sa ating Angelicum School. Alam ni Ma'am Songko yung drama na nangyari
Nagkita tayo doon.
Yes, so nag-stay ako doon ng mas matagal. I stayed there for 7 years. And then I worked as dumating ako una as treasurer ng school. And then dahil sa background ko na guidance counselor ako, ay naging guidance counselor ako ng school. There was also a time na naging prefect of discipline ako. Naging in charge sa canteen, no? Alam niyo na sa isang maliit na school, no? Lahat ng gawain ginagawa ng pare. And then pinakahuli kong naging assignment doon ay principal, no? Ginawa akong principal ng ating school director na very friend ni Ma'am Song ko yan, si Father Mon Mendez. Ayan, hello kay Father Mon, baka nakikinig si Father Mon, no? Ang tatay ng Domnet Youth. Yan, si Father Mon Mendez.
Aktibo ka dyan noon.
Yes, so ako Domnet alumni ako, no? And after that, I was chosen, no, by the community as parish priest, no? Dito na yan sa Santissimo Rosario Parish noong 2019. And lingid sa kaalaman ng iba dahil Dominican, akala nila yung community lang yung pumipili. Actually, the community chooses, no, but it is the cardinal or the bishop who appoints. So at that time, so akala natin ano lang, no, yung community lang yung pumipili. Pero as a parish, kasi ang parokya ay under ng archdiocese or ng diocese, it's always the bishop who is the authority to appoint. So at that time, it was Cardinal Tagle, no, na nag-appoint sa akin 2019. And then alam naman natin, pandemic yon. Nag-respond pa rin naman, no, ang parokya, no, sa needs during that time. And then, yung term ko ay 3 years lang. So I was re-elected in 2022. Tama ba? For another 3 years. So at that time, it was already Cardinal Advincula, no, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. And then, until 2025 po. Yan, yung term ko, sa second term ko as parish priest.
Pero meron ako na chismis, Father. Ikaw ay lilipad. Pero ano yun? Baka na natin pag-usapan. Kasi alam ko marami ng tanong si Attorney Dwight sa'yo.
Yes, talaga. Naku, mamaya itatanong na ni Attorney yan. Pero yun nga, no, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, no, Advent is a time of preparation. So ako din ay nagpe-prepare na, no. Actually, even before pa yung sinasabi ni Doc Song ko na assignment is patapos na naman talaga yung term ko, no. So alam niyo na, nagpe-prepare tayo ng mga pwede nating i-turn over natin, no, na mga trabaho. Ayan, yung pinakamahirap pagka lilipat tayo, di ba? Meron tayong kailangan mga i-turn over, kailangan sana as much as possible gusto natin maayos, pero we can only do as much.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. Yan. Magtatanong na yan si Attorney Dwight. Kanina pa yan gustong magtanong.
Tama yun. And masasabi nga natin, no, talaga napakabilis ng panahon. So fast track, no, from 2011 to ngayon 2025 na. And we're not only preparing for the new assignment, we're not only preparing now for the birth of Jesus Christ, but also for 2025, yung ating Jubilee year.
Yes.
So Father, can you give us an overview of this and ano yung significance niya sa Catholic Church, and how does this differ from the other Jubilee year?
Ibigay ko na yung na-research ko, no, para hindi tayo masyadong humaba ika nga, no. Pero actually, dun sa mga nabubuhay nung year 2000, na-experience na natin itong Jubilee, no. Nagkaroon tayo ng Great Jubilee. Kung minsan ngayon kapag kausap ko yung mga medyo bata, nagugulat ako kasi hindi pa sila pinapanganak noong year 2000. No? Kaya parang feeling ko ang tanda ko na rin talaga, no. Pero it was a big event, no, during that time, no. Meron pa nga tayong team song, yung Great Jubilee song natin, di ba? Nakinanta ng alumni din natin si Jamie Rivera, no. And during that time, no, it was something new. In fact, ako ngayon ko lang narinig nung time na yun yung Jubilee, and it's good for us to review, no. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin nitong Jubilee year na ito? Particularly, this year, it's declared by the Holy Father as Jubilee year, and then yung theme na napili ay Pilgrims of Hope, no. At sinasabi dito, it will be a year of hope for a world suffering the impacts of war, the ongoing effects of COVID-19 pandemic, and the climate crisis, no. And particularly, no, napakaganda rin nung nababanggit dito, no, kung bakit hope, no, yung tema natin. Sabi, 2025 Jubilee will be centered on the theme Pilgrims of Hope, as His Holiness Pope Francis so beautifully expressed it. We must fan the flame of hope that has been given us and help everyone to gain new strength and certainty by looking to the future with an open spirit. Yan. So, yun yung pinakarason, no, kung bakit Pilgrims of Hope yung napiling tema ngayong taon na ito.
Bagay na bagay, di ba, Attorney Dwight? Bagay
Yes.
na bagay yan.
Very timely.
Yes. Kasi sa dami ng mga challenges na binanggit mo nga, no? You mentioned all of those challenges. I think really the logical thing that we can do is hope. Kaya ang tamang-tama yung theme na yan. What do we hope for? What do we look forward to? Pero yung hope na yan, Father, no? Usually yan is born out of positive spirit. Di ba?
Correct.
Kung negatibong tao ka, you are hoping. Pero kung negatibong tao ka, you are despairing.
Baliktad
Tama ba?
naman. Oo.
Oo.
Parang kahapon nga ewan ko, umattend ba kayong Christmas party dito sa sa UST, no? Yung sa
Attorney Dwight
admin.
nandyan.
Nandun siya. Oh, 'di ba yung tema parang hopeful, no, and thankful, no? So,
Thankful, yes.
isa siguro sa mga pwedeng predisposition ng hope yung thankfulness, no? Kasi yung gratitude, yun yung parang nagiging motivation natin, no, para at least makita natin, ay, it's not that bleak pala, no? It's not that dark. No, kasi kung minsan kapag wala tayong thankfulness, gratitude, no, puro ang nakikita lang natin yung wala sa atin. 'Di ba? Wala akong ganito, no? Bakit ganito sa Pilipinas, no? Bakit wala akong trabaho? No, hindi ako kasing saya ng ibang pamilya. Pero pag nakita natin kung ano yung meron tayo, no, that's the only time that we can be thankful. No, kahit paano pala, no, ay nakakakain pa kami. Kahit hindi 5 beses, kahit 3 beses lang, 'di ba? Kahit paano pala may bubong dito sa ulo ko. Kahit paano pala, no, meron akong pamilya, no? And I think yun yung pinanggagalingan din nung hopeful natin, no, yung disposition natin na ay meron pang mangyayaring maganda. 'Di ba? Parang ganoon yung hope parang may mangyayaring maganda.
Yeah, that's true.
In a proper perspective. Kaya yung tanong kahapon, Doc Evelyn, doon sa Christmas party nga, is what are you really thankful for?
Ang daming reasons niya na to be thankful for. 'Di ba? Mahirap talaga bilangin yung wala ka. Kasi wala, paano mo bibilangin ng wala? Pero yung meron, madaling bilangin yan. Araw-araw, napakadami ng grasya.
Correct. Naalala ko sabi ni Father Rico, ano lang daw parang yung mga baliw lang daw yung nagbibilang ng wala, 'di ba? Kasi pag makita yung baliw, 'di ba, parang nagsasalitang mag-isa, may tinitignan na wala, no?
Yeah.
Yes, Father Rico.
Ikaw ba, Attorney Dwight, nagbibilang ka ba ng wala? Siyempre hindi. Kasi ikaw maraming meron, o 'di ba?
Yun, no.
Yeah. Doon pumapasok yung hope when you start counting your blessings.
Yes. Oo.
Better things to come, the best is yet to be.
Yeah.
And so for 2025, Father, so we know that as you mentioned, 25 years ago we had this, and I think this is every 25 years that we do this now, Father. And in the past, were there lessons that we learned that now we can apply in preparation for Jubilee year 2025?
Siguro bago natin i-discuss kung ano yung Jubilee, maganda yung tanong ninyo, no? Kasi parang sa ngayon kasi yung simbahan, no, it's undergoing renewal. In fact, we just finished the Synod on Synodality, no? 2 taon nating ginagawa 'yon, na kung saan yung simbahan, no, through our representatives, our cardinals, and it's special now kasi even lay people, even women, no, are being invited to be present during that synod. They have undergone parang communal reflection about the past, no? At ewan ko, no, narinig-rinig ko lang, no? Hindi naman ako miyembro doon sa synod, pero according sa mga ecclesiastical chismis, talagang naging heart to heart, no, yung mga naging discussion nila, and kitang-kita mo yung willingness ng simbahan na makinig at tignan, no, yung iba-ibang issues ngayon, particularly yung mga sa LGBTQ+ community, for example, no, discrimination, violence, yung ecology, no, napakalaki nung focus nila ngayon, no. Alam naman natin si Pope Francis, no, siya yung isa sa mga popes na nagsulat nung encyclical about ecology, yung Laudato Si, no. And I think yun yung difference nitong Jubilee na ito, no. It's bringing with it yung mga contemporary issues na kinakaharap ngayon ng society natin, no, and how the church can still be relevant and how the church can respond probably. And yun, lahat tayo excited dun sa ilalabas nilang mga bagong bagay, no, after the synod on synodality, no. And yun yung difference siguro nakikita ko na meron ngayon, no.
At saka Attorney Dwight, Father, parang sabay, no? Jubilee year, pagkatapos ilalabas mo kung ano yung naging resulta ng synod. No, that is exciting, I think. Tama
Correct.
ba?
New challenge. Parang pumapasok tayo sa new era ng simbahan.
Yes.
And with that, we are talking about the opening of the holy doors, Father. Ano ibig sabihin nito?
Yes. Sige. Anuhin ko muna yung meaning ng Jubilee.
Okay.
Oo nga.
Ayan. Oo, meron ako nakita dito, napakaganda ng meaning kasi baka magtanong yung ating mga tagapakinig, but Jubilee, no? So sabi dito, Jubilee is the name given to a particular year. The name comes from the instrument used to mark its launch. In this case, the instrument in question is the yobel, no? Yun yung pinanggilan ng Jubilee, yobel, no? The ram's horn used to proclaim the Day of Atonement. No, yung mga nagsisimba sa atin sa UST, no, kapag kinakanta yung Gloria, no, ewan ko nakikita rin yung sa taas, nandun yung tagatugtog natin, may horn din siya na binoblow. No, I'm imagining probably medyo ganun yung itsura nitong yobel na ito. And it's quite exciting, no, because a lot of things happen during this Jewish holiday, no. So it occurs every year, but it takes on special significance when it marks the beginning of a Jubilee year. We can find an early indication of it in the Bible. A Jubilee year was to be marked every 50 years. Since this would be an extra year on which would happen every 7 weeks of 7 years. No, kaya 7 weeks of 7 years. Kaya every 49 years siya. Even though it wasn't easy to organize, it was intended to be marked as a time. No, ito yung pinaka-purpose niya, to reestablish a proper relationship with God, with one another, and with all of creation, no? So in line siya doon sa ecological movement ngayon. And involve the forgiveness of debts, the return of misappropriated land, and a fallow period for the field. So every 50 years, masaya sila, no, sapagkat yung mga utang ay pinapatawad, no? Ibinabalik yung mga misappropriated land. In fact, yung mga fields pinagpapahinga yan, no, for 1 year. Kaya it's really parang reset, no, ibinabalik, no. And then forgiveness of sins. Ayan, yan yung pinaka theme, no, nitong Jubilee, no, bringing back our relationship with God, with one another, and with creation. Ayan, yung sinasabi dito. And then historically, no, sinasabi nung 1300, kasi ito yung Jewish feast, no. In 1300, Pope Boniface VIII called the first Jubilee, also known as a holy year, since it is a time in which God's holiness transforms us. The frequency of holy years has changed over time. At first, they were celebrated every 100 years. Later, in 1343, Pope Clement VI reduced the gap between the Jubilee to every 50 years. And in 1470, Pope Paul II made it every 25 years. No? Siguro para mas marami yung maka-experience. Kasi kung 100 years nga naman, baka matanda na tayo. No?
Papasalamat ako dyan, Father. At least nakaka-experience ako ng 2 Jubilee year.
Yes, a lifetime.
Alam kung maaabutan ko yung susunod.
Aabot yan.
Jubilee year.
Yes, and then meron tayong tinatawag pang aside from the ordinary, no, yun yung ordinary. No, meron tayong tinatawag na extraordinary Jubilee year. No, in fact, during this time nung 2015, nag-declare si Pope Francis ng Extraordinary Jubilee of Mercy. Kung naalala ninyo yon, yan. Kaya 2015 to 2016. So, yung Extraordinary Jubilee, hindi siya susunod dun sa cycle ng 25 years. Pwede siyang i-declare ng Holy Father anytime, no, na feel niya, no, na kailangan ng Extraordinary Jubilee. Yan.
So, Father, pag sinusundan ko yung sinasabi mo, talagang sinusundan din ng ating simbahan yung mga sinabi ng Panginoon noong Old Testament, no? Yung mga cycle na yan ng 7 years, etc., etc. Hindi ko ma-memorize, hindi ko na ma-restate, no? Pero sa Bible talagang sinusundan pala nila yan. At nakakatuwa naman, ano? At salamat na lang, every 25 years na ngayon. So, Attorney Dwight, marami ka pang Jubilee years. Ganun si Father.
Oo, kasi may ordinary, may extraordinary pa.
Another. Hindi ba? Pero, Father, yan, very significant, di ba? Yung sinabi mo nga na, anong tawag niya, may mga doors na i-open. Di ba? Merong Jubilee door at St. Peter's Basilica. Doon magbubukas sa December 24 ang Jubilee Year of Hope.
Bali,
Tama ba?
parang actually yung Jubilee, no, maraming mga activities tayo. So, meron tayong mga pilgrimages, meron yung opening of the Holy Door. I think yun yung pinaka...
May lima daw. May limang doors.
Yes, so yun yung pinaka-visual talaga na masasabi natin na it signifies already the opening of the Jubilee year, no? And meron ako nabasang isa, no, while researching, nung araw daw yung Jubilee door ng mga simbahan ay talagang naka-bricks. So talagang binibrick siya, no? Sinasara talaga para siyempre baka ma-tempt silang buksan, no? Baka merong may hindi alam na buksan, biglang binuksan. Kasi talagang every Jubilee year lang binubuksan. So talagang binibricks nila. And then, as a sign ng opening ng Jubilee year, yung Holy Father, siya yung unang sisira ng wall. No, literally, sinisira niya, parang binabaklas niya yung wall. And then, of course, that signals now, no, napapasok na yung mga ibang mason, no, aanuhin na nila, no, tatanggalin na talaga nila yung bricks, no, para lumabas yung door, and then mabuksan na siya at makadaan, no? And ngayon, tinanggal na daw nila yung liturgically, parang ang ginawa na lang nila is si Holy Father ang unang magbubukas at unang papasok. So hindi na nila binibricks. And then sa Roma, yung pilgrimages na sinasabi natin, no, kaya sabi sa akin ng mga travel agency, nagtaas daw yung presyo ngayon ng mga ticket sa Italy, no, kasi it will be a year of pilgrimage sa Roma. And sa Roma meron tayong 4 major basilicas. No, yung Lateran Basilica, of course, that is the Cathedral of Rome. And then St. Peter's Basilica, yung medyo mas nakikita ng mga tao kasi laging nandun pagka mga events ang Pope, no? And then meron tayo nung Mary Major.
Yes.
Tapos meron tayo nung St. Paul Outside the Wall. Pero this year, special, no, kasi nag-identify ng 5th door. Si Holy Father, talaga si Pope Francis mahilig na merong ini-introduce na bago na sabi, there is a 5th door which is also located at a prison, no? The name of which has not yet been announced. So, isang holy door na nakalagay siya sa isang prison. So, magiging holy door din siya.
Wow.
And these are
interesting.
Yes. And these are all part of the preparations, di ba, Father?
Yes, so kasi ito yung mga activities na pwedeng gawin ng faithful natin, no? And yun nga, no, dahil ang layo ng Roma, syempre, may mga local pilgrimages tayo, no? Kaya mamaya baka pwede nating i-flash, no, yung mga simbahan, particularly dito sa Archdiocese of Manila. Actually, parang maraming mga simbahan ang in-identify sa buong Pilipinas. Per diocese, may kanya-kanya silang mga Jubilee churches ang tawag natin. And lahat po sila merong mga Jubilee doors. if you would remember last Extraordinary Year of Mercy, supposed to be talagang may Jubilee door na sarado. Diba? At binubuksan din siya pagka-Jubilee. Kaya lang syempre dahil very limited lang ang space natin, no, some churches, no, what they do is they designate a side door kung meron silang side door. O yung iba naman yung main door, no, lalagyan lang nila ng dekorasyon to identify that that is the Jubilee door, no, na kung saan yung pilgrims ay ipapasok, no? And then aside from entering into these doors, syempre, pinakamahalaga dyan yung mga ginagawang activity natin. No? Meron tayong tinatawag na indulgences. No? Kapag tayo ay nag-pilgrimage dito sa mga lugar na ito, binabasa ko yung from the dicastery nung sa naglalabas ng mga indulgence. Ang sabi roon, actually kahit isang major cathedral, major basilica, no, dun sa Roma, no, hindi naman kailangan puntahan pala yung 4, no, o yung 5, no, para ma-receive mo yung indulgence. Actually, if you only visit one, no, of the major basilicas and then one site sa Holy Land, no, merong 3 ring basilica doon, or yun nga katulad nung sa atin in our case, isa sa mga Jubilee churches, you will receive the indulgence. No, yung indulgence, ito yung forgiveness of temporal remission of punishment due to sin. Yan, no? Kasi kapag tayo ay nagkumpisal, napapatawad na yung ating kasalanan, di po ba? No? Ngayon, mayroong natitira, no, doon sa ating nagawa. No? Yun yung pinagbabayaran natin sa purgatorio. So ngayon, for us, no, to receive special grace, so yung indulgence na yun for remission of the temporal punishment due to sin, binibigay itong indulgence na ito. No? At nangyayari yan, halimbawa, ngayon, during this Jubilee year, you have to, of course, make a pilgrimage, no, to the church. You have to attend the Mass, receive the sacrament of reconciliation, no, yung confession, and then you take communion. Tapos mayroong prayer. No? You have to pray for the Holy Father, and then you have to pray the Lord's Prayer and profess our yung creed natin. So yun yung mga conditions para matanggap natin yung tinatawag nating indulgence, no, during this Jubilee year.
And you pray those when you go to the church, no?
Opo. And basically, ang call naman natin is yun nga, the Jubilee year is a call for bringing back our relationship to God, no? Kaya nga ang number 1 siguro doon yung sacrament of confession, no, yung pangungumpisal natin, no, kasi hindi natin matatanggap yung ibang grasya kung hindi muna tayo bukas, no, and we are not in the state of grace, ika nga, no, na tanggapin itong mga grasyang ito, no. Kaya kahit na kumpletuhin mo siguro lahat ng simbahan, kung hindi ka naman nagkumpisal, kulang pa din, no, hindi mo makukuha yung indulgence, no? Pero magandang paalala dun sa mga Catholics, no, para at least alam nila that they are doing it correctly. No, wag nating kalimutan yung prayer, no, yung pray for the intention of the Holy Father, yung Lord's Prayer at saka yung creed. Yan. And then in addition to that, may nabasa pa ako, acts of mercy and charity. So kasama rin siya, no, doon. Kaya parang kumpleto, no, talagang ito'y pagpapakabanal, no, ito'y pagtanggap ng grasya at saka pagbibigay din ng grasya sa ibang tao.
Ayun. Doc Evelyn, no. So ways of going or doing this in the Jubilee year. Pero just enlighten us a bit, Father. There are 5 doors. Tama ba?
There are 5 basilicas sa Roma na in-identify. Pero all over the world, there are Jubilee churches. Yeah, na bawat church, of course, there is the Holy Door.
And in the Archdiocese of Manila, we have several as well.
Ayan, no, yung sa Archdiocese of Manila. Teka, kasi napakadami. Titingnan ko muna yung aking copy. Ayan, kung maipa-flash natin sa screen, no, it would be better. At saka, this year, I think there are 24 or 25 churches in the Archdiocese. Ayan, no, naka-flash po dyan. Ayan, yung Minor Basilica and National Shrine sa Quiapo. Yung Minor Basilica of San Sebastian in Quiapo also. National Shrine of Saint Michael and the Archangels, no? Diyan yan sa malapit din diyan sa Malacañang yan, no? Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, no?
San
And then
Miguel.
yan yung San Miguel.
Manila. Yeah.
And then yung ibang churches po, merong mga specific siya, no, na parang ano ba, parang sector, no, masasabi natin, like for ecology, ayan kung makikita nyo, San Pablo Apostol Parish. For digital communication, Mary Mother of Hope Mission Station. And then yung mga national shrines sa Archdiocese of Manila, yung Manila Cathedral, of course, yun yung ating mother church, no? Kaya kailangan yan yung pinaka ano natin, yan yung pinaka Lateran Basilica natin sa Pilipinas, kumbaga. And then itong National Shrine of Saint Jude Thaddeus, no, napakarami ring mga pilgrims na pumupunta rito lalo tuwing Huwebes, tama ba? At saka pag may mga board exam, no, dyan nagpupunta at nagsisimba yung mga tao. And then the seminary, yung sa San Carlos Seminary natin, so for seminarians, deacon priests, yung ating national shrine sa Binondo ng San Lorenzo Ruiz for catechists and voluntary workers, no, kasi alam natin si San Lorenzo Ruiz ay isang katekista and patron of catechists. And then National Shrine of Our Lady of the Abandoned for the poor and orphans. Our Lady of Sorrows Parish for prisoners and their families. National Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe for ecumenical interfaith. And then yung National Archdiocesan Shrine of Nuestra Señora de Guia for migrants and refugees. National Shrine of the Sacred Heart for entrepreneurs and business owners. Siguro maraming mga entrepreneurs at business owners dun sa area nila, no? Archdiocesan Shrine of San Jose Troso, yan malapit sa atin, for workers and laborers. San Ildefonso Parish for young adults and professionals. St. John Bosco Parish for artists, musical bands, and athletes. San Fernando de Dilao Parish for educators. Archdiocesan Shrine of Espiritu Santo, confraternities, ecclesial movements, associations, and new communities. And then yung sa EDSA Shrine natin for government officials and workers, armed forces, police, and security personnel, no? Dapat maraming ganyan dyan para maiwasan yung mga rally, no? Chapel of St. Lazarus, San Lazaro Hospital for the sick, healthcare workers, and people with disabilities. San Felipe Neri for teenagers, youth, and students. Yung sa Tondo natin, Archdiocesan Shrine of Santo Niño for children. And then yung Our Lady of Loreto, ito yung ating vicariate po dito sa Santissimo Rosario Parish, which will have a canonical coronation sa December 10. Yan, dito sa Our Lady of Loreto for families, grandparents, and elderly. Yan na po ba yung last? Ayan. So yun yung mga Jubilee Pilgrim Churches ng 2025 at nakakatuwa bawat isa no mayroong parang designated group, no? Parang walang makalimutan siguro na pinagdadasal natin lahat.
Actually, hindi naman tayo mahihirapan, no? Kasi kung nandiyan yan, alam na natin, Attorney Dwight, kung saan tayo pupunta. Siguro maganda magkaroon tayo din ng activity na ganyan, ano? Attorney Dwight. Pilgrimage.
Bridges Pilgrimage.
Yes, Bridges Pilgrimage. Di ba? Yes. May tanong ako, Father. Paano mo, kasi kukunti na lang ang ating oras, ano? Pero importante sa akin, no, na paano, bilis kasi, no, ng oras. Paano kaya natin ito maibababa sa level ng mga kabataan? Para nang sa ganun sila ay ma-excite din na mag-participate at maging aktibo dito sa ating Jubilee Year 2025, the year.
I think we are trying our best, no, para to speak the language of the youth. In fact, meron tayong mascot para sa Jubilee. Wow. Si Luce ang pangalan niya. No, i-search na lang ninyo si Luce, meaning light, 'di ba? Luce is light. Yes. And para siyang anime pop-up na kaya ganoon ang design niya. No, para siyang pwedeng makisabay talaga siya, no, para sa mga kabataan.
Sayang wala kang image.
Oo nga, sayang sana pala na na research ko. Anyway, siguro pwede natin siyang tailor fit, no, para sa mga youth natin. Alam natin, diba, yung galaan, 'di ba? Mahilig gumala yung mga bata. So pwede sabihin yung pilgrimage ay gala, no? I remember yung mga estudyante natin dito sa UST, I was told by Father Coronel, they call the chapel now, hindi na mag-chapel tayo, no? Ang tawag daw nila ngayon talaga Santissimo. Kasi unti-unti nang pumapasok sa isip nila na yung chapel, it's not just UST Chapel but Santissimo Rosario Parish. So minsan
Correct.
parang may narinig siyang mga estudyante, sabi, "Oy, mag-Santissimo tayo." Sabi parang naging ano na siya, ano, naging pangalan na siya ng chapel talaga. So, pwedeng pilgrimage or mga youth camp probably. Kasi actually, isa sa mga pari nga nag-comment, sabi niya, uso pa ba yung mga ganyan? No, uso pa ba? Kasi parang ang kabataan ngayon, hindi na sila gathering talaga ng face-to-face eh. Parang digital ba or AI, mga ganyan na yung mga pinag-uusapan. So, kung pwede natin sigurong i-invite sila sa ganong level, no? But asking them still to go to the church. No, kasi parang hindi rin masyadong maganda namang digital din yung paano pa yung holy door? Kailangan talagang physically tumawid ka dun sa door.
Pero
So,
Father, I think, no, the youth, kahit na yung mga ano na rin, mga professionals, they also like to come face to face. They like to gather. Iba kasi yung socialization ng ganyan. So, maganda nga, no? 2025 Jubilee Year Galaan. Di ba?
oo, pwedeng ganyan.
Oy, alumni galaan.
Nako, yung mga parish priest na
Mr.
nakarinig niyan, baka
Yes,
pag
Attorney
ginaya,
Fred.
alam mo na nakinig sa Bridges.
Which of course we
Nako,
don't mind.
buuin natin yan, Attorney Dwight, no? Na alumni galaan sa 2025 Jubilee Year of Hope. O, di ba?
Because in this celebration, kasama talaga yung pilgrim activities, di ba, Father, na talagang kasama lahat, yung youth, not so young, everybody else, of course, the alumni. At sabi mo nga, kung i-adapt ito ng iba pang churches, yung mga parish priests natin, it's always welcome. And we'd like to join the activities. Because this, Father, will shape the future of the church din, ano? This activity and especially this jubilee, how will it shape the future sa tingin of the church, the Catholic Church?
Oo, palagay ko recently ang Archdiocese of Manila nagkaroon sila ng youth camp. No, and then sa youth camp, although this has been a usual activity, may vocation campaign, no? So doon lang nalalaman din ng mga kabataan na ay pwede palang magpare, no? Pwede palang magmadre, no? And then doon sa mga ministries natin, hindi lang yung mga usual, meron na tayo ngayong social communication ministry, o yung mga SOCOM ministry natin. Kaya, di ba yung mga online, live streaming masses natin, bigla naging ministry na rin yung SOCOM. Naging ministry na yung health. Kasi dati may health ministry, sila yung mga nagche-check ng mga, yan, mga sinisipon, bawal dyan dito. Di ba nung COVID? So, sayang kasi nandun na yung kanilang enthusiasm, like sa parish natin, ginawa na lang natin yung health, talagang first aiders na lang sila, parang ganyan, no? And then, yung iba pa, no, ng mga ministries na nabubo, ecology ministry, meron tayo yung PPCRV natin for election, no? I mean, unti-unti, no, pinapasok natin yung mga sectors na yan. And hopefully, with this movement, mas maging mas mag-venture pa tayo, no, doon sa mga areas na nasa fringes, ika nga. Yan, laging pinapaalala ni Pope Francis yan, yung mga nasa laylayan, no, ng lipunan.
Nako, this afternoon, Father, nako, we learned a lot from you, because, at least, nagkaroon tayo ng idea kung ano ba mangyayari this 2025 Jubilee Year, the Year of Hope, no? At alam natin, magkakaroon ng opening of the doors sa churches, at hindi lang yan mangyayari sa Rome, mangyayari rin dito sa Pilipinas. At tayo ay lahat makakapag-participate. Father, bigyan mo naman ng final message yung ating mga viewers, particularly tungkol sa Jubilee 2025.
Siguro, no, nandun na sa tema, no, yung magiging message ko, which is Pilgrims of Hope. And as pilgrims, we always move forward, no? Kung minsan nagiging challenge sa atin na i-stuck tayo sa isang lugar, no? At masyado tayong nag-introspect, no? Palagay ko, at this particular time, we are called for action. No? We are called to move. No? Galaw-galaw din pag may time, sabi nga. No? And wag mawawala yung pag-asa. No? Kasi kuminsan, no, yun nga, puro nakikita natin yung hindi na lang maganda. No? And it's a call now to look at a brighter future. And wag tayong matatakot, no, sapagkat kasama natin sa pilgrimage ang Panginoon. No? I think that is the main factor there, no, na we are not alone. No, we are not alone. No, we are with other people, we are with the community of the church, and of course we are with the Lord, no, who's inviting us to be with him. No, yun yung pinaka ending naman ng pilgrimage natin palagi. Matatapos at matatapos sa simbahan, no, matatapos at matatapos sa Panginoon, no, yung buhay natin ganun din. Matatapos at matatapos din yan sa Panginoon.
Sa haba-haba man daw, no, ng ating paglalakbay. Synodality. Babalik talaga tayo sa simbahan. Babalik talaga tayo kay Lord. Thank you so much, Fab.
Thank you. Salamat po sa pag-invite sa akin.
Very, very insightful afternoon, no? Thank you so much. You gave us a very inspiring ending this afternoon. Attorney Dwight?
Totoo yan. At sabi nga ni Father, being pilgrims, we keep moving in our destination. Tuloy-tuloy tayo dyan. And talking about that, Father, syempre, alam naman natin, from 2011 to 2025, no? You never stopped as well. And then you're moving forward again and preparing not only for 2025, but even your new assignment. Father, good luck po dyan.
Thank you. Pagdasal niyo po kami.
Yes, of course, and we look forward to joining you in this pilgrimage and probably visiting you one of these days as well. Di ba, Doc Evelyn?
Yeah, yes.
Puntahan niyo ako doon sa aking assignment.
Europe,
Itutuloy natin sa Roma.
Yeah.
Tama.
Thank you so much, Father. Maraming salamat po ulit.
Thank you.
And we are really so blessed for having you with us. In your future assignments, we will of course be praying with you and we are hoping the best. Sabi nga natin kanina nung nag-umpisa tayo, the best is yet to come. Yes, and before we end, we have a few announcements, of course, coming up. Nakita niyo naman po, Christmas theme, because the Alumni Association, of course, together with the Office of Alumni Relations and the Tomasian Alumni Community Foundation will be having its Christmas party already. But very soon as well, when we start the year next year, we will be having our second Tomasian Alumni Golf Cup. Yeah, so we look forward to having all of you join these activities.
And would you like to congratulate?
Of course, Doc Evelyn, we congratulate all the awardees. No? Of course, nakaraan na yung total awards natin. That is the award given by the university to its alumni. But also, the Alumni Association gave its awards to the distinguished Tomasian alumni as well. And we did that just last week. And we are happy to congratulate all of our awardees. Sabi nga natin, we're hoping and praying that you will continue to inspire all our alumni, in doing their best when they leave UST from the arch of the centuries to the world. So, another announcement.
And Attorney Dwight, congratulations also to our distinguished Tomasian alumnus, and who was also a total awardee, Dr. Carl Balita, for getting another very prestigious award as one of the Outstanding Filipino or TOEFL Award 2024 by the JCI Senate Philippines. Congratulations, Dr. Carl. You really make us very proud, Tomasians. We always share in your achievements.
Sabi nga nila, Doc Evelyn,
of course, go stay. And of course, the UST Faculty of Pharmacy, Alumni Association, and Scholarship Foundation, we would like to wish you the best for your upcoming homecoming on Saturday, December 7, 2024, 9 to 5 ang haba, Buenaventura G. Paredes OP building. That's actually the Tomasian Alumni Center Ballroom. Save that date. Lahat kayo na alumni ng Faculty of Pharmacy.
And of course,
Right.
Evelyn, isama na rin natin sa congratulations natin all our board passers.
Oh, yes.
The recent board exams, but most especially, of course, the College of Nursing. Alam naman natin, 100% ulit tayo. It's the 10th year.
And 10 feet.
10
Wow.
na yan, no? 100%. Congratulations to all of you, and of course, you continue to make us proud. Ayan, and I think the Engineering Alumni Association will also be having this December their own golf cup. No? If we can all join, please do keep in touch with us, and we will let you know how to join the golf tournament as well. So dear friends, thank you for joining us today. Do watch Bridges again on Tuesday for another exciting episode, and stay with us as we continue to share with you the blessings of Bridges. Do subscribe to our UST Thomasian Alumni Community YouTube channel and Facebook page. The past episodes of Bridges can be watched in our YouTube channel and FB page. Doc Evelyn?
And remember, here at Bridges, we do not build walls. We build connections to reach out to others and to one another. We build strong bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Mabuhay.
Mabuhay.